What's up, guys? Welcome back to another banger Unordinary podcast.
Yes, sir. Woo! First thing we want to do is we really do want to just, shout out to every single one of you guys that looked at our video, that watched it. All 52 of you, I believe, is what we got. We really do appreciate all the love and everything you guys do. You know, the real OGs, if you would say it.
Yeah, victory for the OGs. I really do appreciate all 50 viewers, and that's only within 3 days. So
yeah,
the podcast episode hasn't even been up for a week. So we really do appreciate that. We had 8 hours of total watch time, which means between those 50 viewers, 8 hours of the podcast was watched, which means some people may have watched all the way through, some may have not. Don't forget to, hit the like and subscribe button, as this is something we want to continue to pursue and had a blast doing last time. I guess we could just go ahead and jump into our first segment of the podcast today, which is going to be our story time segment.
Ooh, I got a perfect story for you guys, bro. So there was one time, when I worked at Walmart, I used to work at Walmart, like 2 years ago. My buddy lost about $5,000 in just, I guess, money. Lost it to a big-time scammer. So what happened is the scammer called and claimed to be from our corporate office. And honestly, he should have detected this because it was pretty stupid. But what happened is the guy called in and was like, I noticed recently that your register just updated, which it did. The day before it updated, I remember seeing the notification, everything. And he was like, I want to make sure that everything on the system still works properly. So we need you to go scan some items to make sure everything shows up correctly. So he goes, has us grab some stuff. And I'm not even there. It's like a Saturday, so I'm off of work. But my buddy goes, scans items, and he clears it off. And this is where he gets him. He says, all right, now we need you to go check to make sure gift cards still work properly. He's like, go grab some gift cards, scan them up. He goes, grabs the gift cards, scans them, and he's like, all right, what I want you to do is I want you to put 499999, about $500 on the gift card, and put it out as cash. And he's like, and as soon as you do that, we should show that in our system and we should be good. I think he said he did it with about 10 gift cards. And after he did that, the guy asked, he was like, all right, go ahead and scratch them and let me know the number.
Dude, I would have known from the beginning they're such a red flag.
No, yeah. He scratched every single one of them, told them over the phone.
Oh my God.
I think what got him is the fact that they made him scan items first.
That's 100% because they called back the next day, and I was the one that picked up, and they almost got me, bro. Like, I got all the way to the 4999, and I was about to hit it, and I thought in my head, I was like, I just told him all the numbers. I was like, if I hit this, it's going to go through and this card's going to have $500 on it. And he has that. And so I was like, this is a scam. And before I could even go get my manager, he hung up. But they actually didn't even fire that guy for it. They moved him to a different department, which sucked because I really did like him. He was so cool. And then they put this girl that I hated her guts, bro. And like, I don't hate that many people out there, but she was just so mean. And they put her on the morning shift with me.
That's tough.
It was actually dog water.
Yeah, no. And so basically, what happened is Mans got scammed out of $5,000. They were like, holy crap, let's call this store back. Next day, thought they were gonna get the same guy, and it ended up being you.
I know.
They could have lost $10,000.
I know. I was like, yo, put that in my paycheck, dog. I saved you that money. All I got was a thank you at our morning meeting, and then people came up to me. They're like, how'd you figure out it's a scam? I'm like, how did you not think of it? Like, come on, dog.
They went into the store and saw him, and they were like, we're coming back tomorrow. We're gonna call this guy. They thought they had it in the bag.
Dude, there was a ton of scammers that would come through at Walmart, like a ton. And the most that they would use is something they called a cash card, which it sounds like almost ridiculous, but they would try to run it, and if you hit credit, it wouldn't go through. Or if you hit like the debit card, it just wouldn't go through. And so they would tell you like, hey, you need to put it as cash because it's a cash card. And then the transaction would go through because, the system thinks you're paying cash. But I would always like know it because I'm like, dude, this isn't right. You're dumb.
Yeah. So since we're on the topic of our retail history, I got a story about a time when this one lady in particular stole a 75-inch TV
From where?
From Target that I worked at.
Oh, dude, I forgot you worked there.
Yeah, so I worked at Target, and I worked in the tech section. And it was around the holiday season. It was Q4, which is quarter four, which means we had a lot of tech sales. We were pumping like 30, 40 grand in tech sales every day. And if we weren't hitting that, we were having a meeting as to why we weren't.
Jesus.
But we were pumping crazy money out of the tech department, crazy amount of insurance, like the little warranty things. But there was this one lady who told me that she came back to the back where I was and said that she had purchased a 75-inch TV and had the exact model and everything. It was like a Samsung or a LG or something. It was a really expensive TV. It was like at least $2,500.
Jesus.
And it wasn't unknown at that time for people to buy stuff like big ticket items like that. And so I'm like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, the one that I have has an issue with it. It just doesn't work. And so they told me to come back here and tell you so that I can exchange mine at the front. And I was like, great. That happens all the time. Literally the front office. Normally the front will walkie the person in the tech department and let them know that they're coming. I didn't get that. It was busy. So I was like, whatever. I take the TV up on one of those flatbed things. And she doesn't even have a TV. Like at all. She didn't bring a TV, nothing. And so I bring it up there and I tell the front, I'm like, hey, she's going to exchange a TV, whatever. They were packed and they were super slammed. So they were like, okay, cool, whatever. Just tell her to get in line. So what she does is she just gets in line for a second. Once she realizes everybody else is busy, she goes, grabs the cart, walks straight out the front door, loads it up in her truck, dips.
Isn't there like a person that reads receipts? Oh, no.
No.
I forgot Target doesn't do that. Like
Not at
Walmart
Target,
does.
no, yeah. So she literally, basically, in order for me to get the TV out of the back, because that's where we kept those TVs, were in the back, and bring it up to the front, I did 90% of the work for her. All she had to do was go grab the cart, push it out the front, since everybody was so busy, nobody noticed, and walked out, drove away, done.
What'd management say?
I didn't get in trouble. The front got in trouble.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they should have been watching it.
The asset protection guy came and talked to me, and basically, I explained to him what happened. He said, "Oh, so it's not your fault because I did everything I was supposed to do. It's the front end's fault where the customer service is." And I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess." And so he went up and they had like a meeting about, big ticket items and stuff like that. And so I then, after that, had to take anything that I took up there in a lock case. If it was a big TV, like a 75-inch TV, I had to like put it in the back behind everybody. And so it was kind of annoying for the front end because they had to sit there with a big old flatbed behind them with a big old TV on it. But it is what it is. They messed up on that one. But she got a free $2,500 TV, though.
Dude, that's crazy. I wonder if she got the wall mount service to go with it.
Dude, she hit them licks, man.
Dude, she did. And apparently it wasn't her first Target either. Because I've got a homie, he does asset protection for Target. Won't say where, but he told me that they had, in the area, that she was already on the list of, they have in the like asset protection room, they have their own office. They have like a wall of people to look for.
Oh, yeah, it's just like pictures. Right?
Yeah, like their picture from the CCTV
how did the
camera.
asset protection at your place not, like, don't they have the access to that?
They weren't there. So there was one guy there, security, and he was, I actually already knew that he was looking at him because he was one of those, we had like these consumer cellular phones.
Yeah.
And he would come up and just cut them with a knife. Like he would cut like 6 of them, pack them in his cart, like in a bag, and then leave. And so he had already hit like 3 targets that day, and he was coming to our store next based on, what he had done in the past. And sure enough, he was there, and I notified my asset protection guy. The asset protection was on his way back as I was taking the TV to the front, basically.
Oh, dang, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, you just made me think about something. So, I don't know if I told you, but I worked at a restaurant, Cheddar's.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think you mentioned it to me once.
So when I was 16, I worked at a restaurant called Cheddar's, and I was a busboy. Mm-hmm. And you were talking about people stealing and stuff, so it made me think about this. And it's funny because I wasn't even going to talk about this, but now I got to. So one time I was at work and we're really busy. We're bussing, there's me and a different busser. We're bussing tables, and there's these people that come in and dude, they smell like absolute dank. Like they're high as a kite, we'll say.
Straight Colt 45
Yeah.
and two
Yeah.
zigzags.
They're high as a kite, and they come in, they sit down, they eat. Like, it honestly happens quite a bit, so we're not thinking like anything of it. And then they kind of start getting like antsy. They start like looking around and stuff, and their server's not out there because they're busy. Like they have so many different tables, so the server's not in the front, or they're in the kitchen, wherever they may be. But I end up seeing them like get up and leave. And I'm not thinking that they're gonna dine and dash, because that's exactly what they did. Like I'm not thinking that they're gonna dine and dash, because I'm like, oh, they paid their bill, they left or whatever. And then there was a couple that was sitting, because like there's a row of booths, and there was a couple that was sitting on like the left side of them, I guess.
Yeah.
And they, the second I start like busting the table, the woman gets up and she's like, those guys just dine and dash. And I was like, well, how do you know? And she was like, I heard them talking about it. And then they said that like they saw their server like walk around the corner. And so they were like, all right, let's go. And so they go to Dine and Dash, and they left their brand new, I can't remember what iPhone it was, but they left their brand new iPhone, whatever, on the table, because they were so frantic to leave that they left their iPhone there. And I snagged that thing so fast and went to my GM, and he was like, karma's a bitch. And he was like, these guys are gonna have to literally come back and pay and hope that we don't call the cops.
Yeah.
So one of them ends up calling the phone. My GM answers, and he tells him, he's like, you guys better come pay your bill, or I'm calling the cops and I'll just give them the phone. And these guys come back in like an hour later, dragging their feet, and they're like, here's the money. And then they gave him an extra like $50 because they were scared that he was going to call the cops.
I was about to say, did they leave a tip?
And they were like, here you go, like, we're sorry. And he gave him the phone back, and he told me, he was like, never come back in here. But it was just so funny to watch them think that they got away with something, and just imagine them like in their car when he goes to like grab his phone, and he's like, I left my phone in there. Hey.
He's like, can somebody call my phone?
He's like, who got my phone?
Hey, stop playing, man. Give it back.
Imagine, not wanting to pay $100 for like a meal, because that's probably what it was for like three people at Cheddar's.
Not
like
even,
$100.
maybe like 50, 60.
I was like, Cheddar's is-
It's not that expensive.
And you're gonna lose your $1,300 iPhone.
The big thing is, if the people heard them talking about it, they could have been like, hey, I think those guys over there are trying to dine and dash.
I mean, why snitch right in front of them?
Yeah, but dude, it worked out though, because he left the phone, dude. Because I looked down and like she told me that, and I just kind of stopped and like looked at the table, and I was like, damn, bro, they dine and dashed. And then I just see that phone, and I was like, mine. And
You're like, nice tip,
dude,
bro.
I ran to the GM, bro, because I was laughing, because I know it's about to happen. Like, you're gonna come back for your phone.
Yeah.
Like, if you were that broke, or even just wanting to be like a POS and dine and dash, like, you're coming back for your phone.
Yeah.
And so like I just knew, and I was walking in the front, because I keep saying like in the front, because if you've worked at a restaurant or a bus, you're usually like in the back waiting to clean up the tables and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like I was just sitting in the back, like I didn't want to do anything else, and I was telling my GM, I was like, let me know when they come back. Like, I gotta see this. And oh my gosh, man, it was so.
They're
funny.
Dragging their feet when they walked in, dog.
Dude, like shoulders down, everything. Just look so like defeated.
They lost,
Here you
bro.
go,
They
man.
lost.
Here's the money.
Here's the money, man.
Just take it.
Hey, extra $50 though. I mean,
Hey, did you get the extra 50?
No, it's for the server, but I should have, right?
You should have. You took the phone.
I took the
They wouldn't have
phone.
got no
Oh.
money without it.
on
Dude,
God.
without me, imagine he comes back. He's like, "Can I have my phone?" I'm like, "Yeah, here you go." No, I'm just playing.
You're like, give me $50.
give me $50. I
Yeah.
won't tell anybody you dine at as. Give me $50. You be alright.
$50.
You be
We're
square.
good.
I
And
don't
he gets
get
phone
it,
back.
dude. I don't get like the whole purpose of dining dashing. Like, if you know like you're broke and you can't afford it, what's the point?
Dude, all right, guys. We're gonna talk about tipping since we're on the segment of dine and dashing and in restaurants and stuff.
I hate tipping so
Like
much.
in this era, generation, whatever you want to call it, is absolutely ridiculous. Because I
Yeah.
was a server for like 2 years after I was, done being a busboy and I turned 18 and I was allowed to serve. I served for like 2 years at many different restaurants and absolutely tip your servers. 100% believe in that because they are doing a service, right?
Yeah.
They are bringing your drinks or checking on you, bringing your food, dessert, whatever it is. Absolutely deserve it. But when I go to a place, for instance, like I love boba, like tapioca, whatever you want to call it. And when I go there and they turn that iPad around and they look you dead in your eyes and they're like, it's going to ask you a few questions. You know what questions it's going to ask me.
Yeah.
You know exactly what it's going to ask me.
Yep.
And they'll stare into your soul and I'll look right at them. I'll look right at them and just go, 0%. And
I mean,
same thing with like Starbucks. Like I was at Starbucks the other day, got it. This lady like mean mugged me because I didn't leave a tip. Like she mean mugged me. I was like, ma'am. I was like, 1, you already get paid hourly. 2, you made my drink and maybe a few minutes and then gave it to me. Like I'm not leaving you guys a tip.
Yeah, and that makes me think. Our culture is so accustomed to wanting a tip. When me and Tyler went on our honeymoon, we went to in Cancun. We went to a resort called Haven Riviera Cancun. Wonderful resort if you ever want to stay in the Cancun area. But it's all inclusive, adults only. So we paid in total $2,800 for our honeymoon, including flights, everything. And this was a 6-night stay at this exclusive resort. We were in the Serenity Club, which means we were like VIP with all the old people.
Nice.
Literally men walking around with Speedos on our honeymoon.
Hey, they look nice though?
Hey, low key, nah. But yeah, no. Tipping is a big thing there because I'm not paying for my drink. I'm not paying for my food. Yet they're still expected to provide this exceptional service, better than any customer service I've ever received here when it comes to like eating out or anything like that. And they will love you for $2. You give them $2 and they don't know what to do. They act like you just gave them $100.
Like that video. Have you seen that video where that dude gives that crackhead $50 and he's like, "Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Exactly,
$50."
That's exactly how it is there. Like we had this Luis, love Luis, best bartender ever, best bartender ever, dude. He was there every single day from like 8 a.m. when the bar opened to 9 p.m. when the bar closed.
Chasing that bag.
And
Jesus, I know.
he was giving us like custom shots that only like stuff that he makes for himself. And he was doing all this stuff. Gave the man being there for 6 days because he was there every day. Gave him maybe $10 a day in total tips. He loved that so much. And he was like, please come back. Please come back. Please come back. He also didn't care that much about the money as he did about getting a review.
Yeah.
A review was his life. Make sure you please submit a review. Please submit a review. And I was like, I got you. Another guy, Samuel, best guy ever, was training to be a pool concierge, but was a lifeguard. Every morning, he did his training to be pool concierge. And in the afternoon, he would switch to lifeguard. I got like these burns. Y'all could probably see them on the camera. I got these burns on my leg from the seats being too hot because it was really hot there and it was during the summer. And they blistered really bad. He gave me this cream, dude.
Wait, he gave you what?
He gave me like an ointment, a cream to rub on it, and like helped me. Gave him like $3. It's like he'd never seen $3.
I know. He's like, oh my god, you just fed me and my family. He's like, thank you so much.
Dude,
yeah,
you just only tip $2 in America. They're spitting in your food.
Exactly. That's
They're
what I'm
spitting in
saying.
your drink.
Hey,
they're
jokes
spitting
on
in your
them,
food.
dog. If it's a goth
Like-
girl, shoo, you doing me a favor.
You were
I hate this guy. I hate this guy.
you were a disgusting man. I mean, hey, if that's what you like, that's what you like. But that's no.
I'm a pass.
Yeah, I'm a pass hard.
Oh yeah, yeah. Me
But
too.
yeah, like here in America, they expect tips for everything.
Oh,
They want
yeah.
to tip. They expect it. It's not that. Whenever I was in Mexico, they didn't expect it. They weren't like disappointed.
You earn it.
Yeah. Whenever like you didn't give them a tip, they were like, okay, I have to work harder to get that money.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, you didn't give me a tip. Now next time you come up to the bar, I'm making your drink worse.
Yeah, and like if you like for instance, how I said like Starbucks or boba. Like if you talk to me like super like nice, like you're happy to be at work, like you're being really respectful, like like there's ways to talk to people that make them feel more welcomed and like inviting and stuff. So yeah, maybe then I would give like $1 or $2. But when you're the person just like, oh yeah, you want boba in there, right? Oh, which one? What drink do you want?
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, that'll be $5.60. And then they're like, it's gonna ask you a few questions.
Yeah.
Like I just like. No, but like if there was a bit of a like, I guess I don't want to say like if they put on a show, but like just you can do more if you really want that tip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you can be nicer or even like what I said, just be more like welcoming and stuff. Like
Yeah.
Also, hot take. Sorry, Choder. Tipping based on service rather than what is the norm. So tipping based on how the service was provided to you and not 15%, 20%. I'm not going to lie. I've tipped 1 penny before.
Oh, I've heard about that. I've heard that you did that.
I've tipped 1 penny.
You told me, but I don't remember. Go ahead and...
Worst service of my life. Dude never came to our table. And it was at an actual restaurant. Dude never came. I think it was Olive Garden. Dude never came to our table.
That was your problem.
That explains it.
Food was cold. Never refilled my drink. And I put 1 cent on the tip, and then I wrote on the receipt what exactly he did wrong. Serving's not for everybody.
No.
But don't expect to be tipped 15%, 20% of the ticket amount if you're providing a horrible service.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree because I've seen where I've worked with servers that say like I should be like given 20% every single time.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree when you say like it's like you get tipped off of like how good you take care of, us.
Yeah.
Like how good you take care of like a table. So because I've had times where like I would be, not necessarily like sloppy, but like it would be really busy in the restaurant, and so maybe, and sometimes people, are like nice about it. They're like, okay, I understand. Like you guys are a bit busy and stuff. Like, don't worry if it takes you a little bit longer. But some others can be grouchy. But sometimes the truth of the matter is you can't please them all. So like sometimes I would get a bad tip and I would be like, you know what? Like I probably could have done better,
Mm-hmm.
And so it's 100% by service. It's not just because there's that little thing that says 20%, $6 and something cents.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't just be given that. Like you gotta work for that.
Oh God, dude. Next thing we know, there's gonna be like asking for tips at like a McDonald's, dude.
You haven't seen those TikTok memes?
No, what?
Where it's like, it's a meme where like your husband brings in the groceries and then he whips out the picture of the tip and he's like,
He whips out that little white swipe card that you can buy on like Amazon where it's like a tap to pay.
yeah, it's gonna ask you questions.
Yeah, I was like, it's gonna get so bad. We're gonna be at a Whataburger and they're gonna be asking for tips, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And my thing, speaking of like giving money, I guess, is donations. When like I went to Goodwill. I'm a thrift shopper. I love to thrift shop.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And when I was checking out, they were like, hey, do you want to like donate to like this foundation or this hospital or this and that? And from what I found out, one of two things. One, I don't know if my money's really going there.
Yeah.
For one. For two, sometimes they'll give them money, like they'll write them a check and then they're trying to make their money back. That's what I hear a lot of places do. So they're trying to get their money back. And so they're like, hey, could you donate $1 or $2? So so it can help, look good for their taxes.
Exactly.
And so, they look all good. Like, oh yeah, we donate to them, but they get it all back because people feel bad. They're like, oh, I want to donate to, kids with cancer or people that are less fortunate and stuff. But it's just all a big scheme.
Yeah.
I never donate unless it's Ronald McDonald House. I never will donate at a establishment, so like Goodwill, if you want to donate, because that's all they use it for is for their taxes.
Yeah.
So they get that money willingly and then they donate it to the cause that it's supposed to be donated to, but then they turn around and put that on their taxes and they basically are tax exempt for part of their income because it was all donation based. And then on top of that, a lot of those places, if they're not giving it to the organization properly, then I don't want to be a part of it. And the only one that I really support would be like Ronald McDonald House or giving directly to St. Jude or something like that. And that way it benefits my taxes, and my income rather than some major corporation that's just trying to get a tax exemption. You know, rich people don't even pay taxes. They know. I watched a TikTok. This tax lady literally made her client $250,000 off their taxes because of all the exemptions that they had, like, and credits that they got because of certain things that they have. So, you know, if all of their houses are under an LLC, all of the bills for the house are tax exempt. So they get a tax exemption on that. So basically, if me and Tyler were to buy a house, put it under an LLC, I work from home, anything that revolves around my work, even if I work for a corporation, is tax exempt. If I have to go out and buy a mouse for my computer, I could write that off on my taxes. Electricity, I can write a portion off on my taxes.
Jesus.
Dude, and just to go back, like, the thing that frustrates me the most about, like, places like Goodwill and stuff that will go and, you know, ask you for money after donating, like, it's just so frustrating because, like, they're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart.
No.
Like, they don't care.
No.
They don't care about them at all. Or they wouldn't be trying to write it off for this, you know, like, they're like, oh, well, we can give them money and then we can write it off and then we can ask our customers to, you know, pay it back, but we'll tell them, like, hey, it's going to this, but it's just, you know, it's going back into Goodwill's pocket, and they don't care, and that's just it's so shitty.
We've gotten to a very corporate world, and it's either, you know, eat or be eaten.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like,
especially with, like, inflation and stuff, like, it's either make enough money to live or you just become homeless.
Yeah.
So it's either
or
like
live in debt.
Yeah, or live in debt. So it's either like get up and work, you know, harder and stuff, or fall behind, and then, I mean, honestly, your life just becomes miserable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, and so you don't have a choice anymore.
With that, you know, me and Tyler want to buy a house in the next year or two.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been noticing a lot of these houses are bought by major corporations and neighborhoods, and they're rented. So they go buy 10, 15 houses in a neighborhood, rent them all out, but then they're taking up a majority of the housing market and paying over MSRP, basically, or whatever the listing price is, and buying out all of these people who can afford the home, but they, like, are barely able to afford it, but they have millions and trillions of dollars to go dump on houses. So literally, I saw a TikTok the other day of this lady bought a house in a new neighborhood. She bought one house. Every other house on the block is a rental owned by one corporation. Every single house on the block. That's like 10 houses.
Yeah.
All owned by one corporation. All of them will be rented. She will be the only homeowner on her street.
Jeez.
Dude, and you know that corporation's like, how much you want for the house? Come on.
Yo, yeah, they're gonna try to get her out because they wanna be able to rent it out to everybody.
Yeah.
Specifically in Texas, you know, also we have people coming from California. We have people coming from all over.
Yeah.
And our housing here is cheaper than California.
Yeah.
It's getting to be not as cheap as California, or not cheaper than California, because everybody's moving here and all of the housing market stuff that's going on. But it's out of the roof. You know, like, imagine you go and you got this 1,200 square foot home in California, right in LA or something, and you go and sell it for $1.2 million, and then you come buy a 5,000 square foot home here for $600.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy to me. And then you're still, that's why, dude, when my parents were trying to buy a house, they got bought out all the time. People would be like, oh, I'll just give you an extra 20 bands.
Jesus.
Oh, somebody matched that? Oh, I'll give you an extra 40 bands.
Yeah.
I really want the house. Like, I'm tired of living in California, or I'm tired of living where I'm at. Let me just give you an extra 60.
It saves them in the long run, dude. You know?
They don't have to continue to look, and if it's something they truly want, and if they're going to pay cash for it and they're not going to have a mortgage anyway because they've already spent so much money on their mortgage in California for a smaller space, why not?
Yeah. All right. We are going to get into the next segment of Would You Rather. So Diaz had a list, and we think that maybe you picked one.
Oh,
Do you
want to
give us? You don't want to give us a Would You Rather? All right. Well, just throw one out at it. Throw one out. Let's get it. Let's get it.
We can do. All right. So, would you guys rather be able to fly, but you can only fly 5 feet off the ground, or would you guys rather turn invisible, but you can only do it for a minute at a time with a 30-second recharge in between?
So it's like a 30-second cooldown where you couldn't be invisible. So it's like a minute and then 30 seconds you can't be. You could be invisible for a minute, 30 seconds you aren't, and then you can go back to being invisible for another minute.
That's correct.
What were you gonna?
I think I'm gonna choose invisibility.
See, I don't know about all that. I think I'm gonna go with the flying, dude.
Hey,
I mean,
let him fucking explain why he's gonna choose
No.
invisibility.
Why? What are you? And then I can explain. What are you?
No, invisibility. Yeah.
Yeah. What? Why are you gonna be flying,
dude. Okay. Not only do
it's 5 feet, dog. You're 5 feet tall.
Not
Why
only
does it matter?
do I not have to ever walk again in my life,
Chris.
But wait, think about it. What if you fall from a height, right? You fall from a giant height, activate your ability, right before you hit 5 feet from the ground, boom.
You're
floating.
the only dummy that would fall off of a cliff.
I would do that on purpose. If I had the ability to
have
stop
do that.
myself,
Yeah,
I would do it
but
on
you
purpose.
But you said if. You said
I'm a
if.
very clumsy person,
You would
Kaden.
trip and just.
I'm very clumsy, man.
And just absolutely.
Why would you
If-
guys
if-
choose
if-
invisibility?
If there's anybody that needs to walk, in the three of us,
Don't
it's
you say-
both of us. It's both of us.
I was about to say, I was like, don't you
He's
say
like,
this is me.
I wouldn't have to walk another day in my life. Yeah, but
No.
you need to walk.
Plus, I could do like backflips while I'm
now,
going
now,
down.
like going up the stairs would be nice, just. But I'm choosing invisibility because literally I'm already 6 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm only getting an extra 5 feet, that's a maximum of 12 feet that I'm gonna be off the ground.
Yeah, dude.
That's only 12 feet.
What if you're
I
at a
could go by a
concert?
12-foot ladder and I'm chilling.
What if you're at a concert? What if, oh, you see that up there? I can't reach that. Oh, all the stores are closed. No ladders. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
fly up there.
but you
I'm
can only go up 5 feet though.
I'm 6 foot tall.
Yeah,
The amount of
you're-
people that are over 6 foot is very minimal. Like the higher, the more. I'm not even exactly 6 foot. I'm like 6'2".
Year.
I'm taller than most people. When me and Tyler go to church on the weekend, she can't. If she sits behind anyone, she can't see.
Well, guess what? With the ability to fly, you ain't gotta worry about it, dog.
Dude, I mean, I guess if you're a short person, but I'm not short, and I don't care about being 12 feet off the ground. I could just get a 6-inch lift kit on a truck, and I'm floating at 12 foot in the air.
Okay, my take on this is you love the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
You love the NFL.
Yeah.
So imagine that you could drive to any NFL stadium, for instance, when the Dallas Cowboys play, and you could just sneak right past security.
How far am I gonna
You
actually
could turn.
get though?
You could turn. What do you mean? Right before you hide behind something, you turn invisible, and then you just walk right in.
Okay, but there's multiple checkpoints. Oh,
And
I
then-
guess I can
and
turn
then
invisible.
so-
You only have 30
now-
seconds, so you gotta hide.
Yeah,
That's true.
But also too, most of it, it's like it's not the Super Bowl. Most of it's just scanning tickets. So like they're not gonna walk past you and be like, "Hey, we're like you're just, it was just a ticket that you gave them." So now you can sneak into that. Or for instance, like I don't know much about the UFC, but I do enjoy watching it. I could sneak into that, or any event, any event. I'm sneaking.
You know
I'm
what I
sneaking
could
right
do?
in.
I could honestly just, get an airplane, go on top of the Dallas Cowboys thing, jump off, and then just stop myself before I hit the ground.
How much
Boom,
the
I'm
airplane
in.
cost?
Yeah, and then now you're just gonna be floating in the middle of the stadium while everyone's just watching you just float
Hey,
by.
they're gonna think it's so cool. They're gonna be like, you know what? We'll let you stay, buddy. You're flying.
I don't know, dude. This guy never. He didn't agree with the one that we said last episode either with mine.
He
But
agreed with me. You didn't agree with us.
I
Last
know,
time.
I know. Okay, but I think flying only 5 feet off the ground is not worth it for me.
No, not at all. You know how dumb I'd feel?
Yeah.
It'd just be
What do
5
you mean
feet
you
above
do
people.
backflips, bro? You do look awesome.
That's like being
Like-
a Minecraft creative and only being able to go 5 feet.
Like 2 blocks up.
Yeah. Like,
Dude, it makes no sense. One, also two, I get to sneak up on my girl, so I can mess with her. Like I could go and slowly open the door, and it's just like.
Well, what if your ability doesn't
And
affect
so
your clothes?
I could. You said I turn invisible.
You do. I didn't say your clothes do.
Now why you gotta switch it all up?
No,
do your clothes fly 5 feet up in there too, or just you? Get
Yeah,
out of
so,
here.
like, when you're-
If I'm invisible, all of me is
Okay.
invisible.
Yeah.
But like sneaking up on my girl, like I'm not one to steal. But if somebody wanted to, dog, you walk into a convenience store and just get to grabbing stuff. Now they're probably gonna see the door open, but hey, no face, no body, no case. All right.
on God, dude. Look, you need to steal from a store. There's just a magical cart fucking hauling ass out the store. And I only get a minute of invisibility. So I'm running, but I get to put everything in the car.
But he gets gassed in 30 seconds.
I'm done. I'm gone, dude.
Hey,
Gone.
you know what it made me think of? Chogi at Bill Miller's with a 5-gallon bucket just floating in midair as it goes across the parking lot.
God,
Because he stole the pickle juice. He stole
That's only
doesn't
$4.
want to pay the $4.
Doesn't want to pay the gallon of sweet tea.
Jesus, I don't know, man. I mean, the ability to fly, dude, it's nice. Like, yeah, 5 feet, but dude, I can do a lot with 5 feet.
Dude, you know what you could do to Maria being invisible for 1 minute?
Not be near her,
Yeah, but you could mess with her so much.
I guess.
You could go, you know,
Just kick open the door.
mess with her car. You could go mess with her car.
Oh
Because
yeah.
you know, be invisible for a minute. Go put sugar in her gas tank.
Jesus,
Maria is his mom, by the way.
that is.
I would never. I
unless
would
she has
never
a-
condone
unless she has a
that.
locked-
I would never.
locked thing.
I would never condone that. But I know how that relationship is.
Yes,
and
you
I know.
would. Yes, you would.
He literally gave me the idea.
Yes, you would.
He's like,
I
come
would
on.
never-
Hey, matter of
condone
fact,
that.
I know what we're doing tonight, guys. Hey, but if that does end up happening, if the police are watching, it was all
It was
jokes.
not us.
It was all jokes. It wasn't us.
I would never. I'm too much of a goody two shoes.
It cuts to like a CTV camera footage of choking just.
Dude, I'm too much of a goody two shoes, bro. Like,
No, you're not. Oh, well, I guess now you are, but I heard back in the day you were not.
okay, 5th grade year, I had a ton of referrals. I had a referral a day. Ever
That's
since-
crazy.
Look, bro.
You were a
look,
terrible kid.
only thing my parents had to worry about was my grades. And that's just because I hated doing homework. I would get 100 on the test, and that was the only thing that kept my grades afloat. But never done a drug. Not once. But that wasn't prescribed to me.
Oh, I was about to say.
Never done a drug.
Mm-hmm.
Not once.
I'll give you that.
I will dabble in some drinking.
I know, but not with us. You bum.
I will, but I also like to get home safe.
That's why you have your wife driving, dude. Your
She likes to get crunk too sometimes.
She likes to get drunk. She gets drunk all the time. Every time we have our get together, she
Are
always.
you
drinks.
saying that his wife's an alcoholic?
I ain't saying she a truth, dog. That's all I'm saying.
She would never, dude. She's not an alcoholic. She literally only
She just-
socially
she likes having a good time.
Hey, I'd be careful what you say because she watches these after we record them, and she may pull up on us.
on God, dude. But yeah,
She's coming right now.
You better look at that camera and apologize right now.
Tyler Nelson. I'm sorry.
Had to drop the government name on
Yeah,
him.
dude, for
Had to
real,
let him know
man.
exactly who she
God,
was.
dude.
You may have to bleep that, bro.
Oh God, but yeah, no. She's literally, both of us are only social drinkers. When we first moved out, we were getting maybe like a 12-pack of like Dos Equis. We would drink 2, and the rest would just sit in the fridge.
Dude, my Canaritos, dude, they're still in the fridge. I only bought 1 pack. when I
How many you
turned
got left though?
What, like 5, 4?
Are they all the brown ones?
Nah, they only gave me like three brown or.
Well, I think it's 3, 6, 9, 12, and there's like 5 different flavors.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think like I gotta call you out, man. I don't know. You just drink little girl drinks, man.
Dude,
Little-
they're good.
What my parents call panty droppers.
Hey,
little sissy drinks.
I don't
like he
like-
doesn't drink beer.
I don't
it's
like drinking regular
sugary.
alcohol. It's not that
It's
great.
just sugary drinks. He drinks the Jarritos, but with the alcohol in them.
They're good. I'll
Like-
drink a Miller Lite, dude, if it's there. Or I like me a Dos Equis. Dos Equis.
Dude.
I mean, come on, of course.
This
I
guy
like
won't
Dos
drink
Equis.
just like straight whiskey though. Would you drink just straight whiskey? Not a shot. You pour up a
Oh.
glass of whiskey.
Nah, probably not, dude.
Why?
Dude,
Because it tastes like alcohol, bro.
it tastes
Doesn't
gross.
taste like
I don't like
sugar.
taking shots. Like I like.
It
taking
doesn't taste like
shots.
juice.
Yeah.
I like taking shots because it gets me super drunk. But I mean, I don't like taking shots. Every time, dog.
Dude, my thing, and it's kind of, I'm kind of like outing myself, but like I've never really been able to get into like drinking because dude, I have I wouldn't say like pretty bad anxiety, but I have anxiety, and I'll start thinking about it too much because I would see my friends at parties drink, get fucked
Yeah.
up, and then puke everywhere. And so
Yeah.
I started like throwing up and drinking in the same category, and I hate throwing up.
Yeah.
And so like if I drink, it's 1 or 2. Like I can't drink more than that because I'll turn into a whole head case,
And then he'll
and then
throw up.
I'll make myself puke. And like I
That's
wasn't
crazy.
even, so like it kind of just ruins it for me, bro. I can't do it.
Dude, you're not gonna puke every time, but like there's sometimes you're gonna puke bad. There's one time because we have a get together about every month with a bunch of our friends.
Oh, I think I've heard this one.
Whenever we first started, I think it was our second get together. I got so crunked, I blacked out because I don't even remember this moment. But from what I was told, I was trying to sleep, and in my mind, dude, I was probably like, you know what? If I go to sleep right now, can't throw up if you're asleep. So I was like,
That wasn't true.
and then apparently I just opened my eyes and just just started throwing up on Kevin's couch, and started making my way, covering my mouth, getting it.
Oh.
Made it to the bathroom. Apparently I missed the toilet completely, and well, I technically didn't miss the toilet. I hit the toilet. Missed the inside of the bowl. Missed the inside of the bowl.
Just hit everything else.
I hit the outside of the toilets. And dude, it was just so disgusting. My buddy said he was only there for like 2-3 months because he moved out. He said for the remainder of the time that he was there, still smelled like throw up.
Ooh.
Not to
Yikes.
be nasty, but my buddy did the same thing as you did when we went on a spring trip.
Never fails, guys. He always drops his water.
Yeah, I
Never
called him
fails.
out before the podcast started.
Literally-
You guys can't see it, but he told me he never spills his water, and then his water just
He spilled it twice
So
already.
it's over.
No, that was my first time.
No, this is twice. You spilled it earlier. I actually didn't spill. You just tipped it over. You need one of these, bro. Buzio, if you want to be a sponsor in the future,
I
let
feel
me
like
know.
if I kick that, it's still gonna fall over.
Dude,
you like a material girl with
Oh, it closes. I did not.
that. Bro, you're so dumb. You're so slow.
That went right over my head.
Just like everything else. Anyways, I went on a spring break trip to Port A, and my buddy J.E., and I know I name dropped him, but he's a close homie. He's dope, so, I'll leave that in.
Yeah.
But the homie J.E., he was, he was drinking a bunch, and then he ends up, taking a nap. And it's, only 4 p.m. Because we were all drinking in the morning, pretty early. I mean, it's spring break. There's no time on when you start drinking alcohol. But anyways, he falls asleep at 4 or 5 p.m. I'm not thinking much of it. And he's just sleeping on the couch. He's just like this. He's just going at it. And we're all just hanging out, having a good time, just kind of, living around him, because he's sitting on the couch. We're all on the couch. We're watching TV. We're in the backyard, whatever. And no one's no one's really paying attention to him. We're letting him sleep. And 6 hours go by. We're still partying. They had a hot tub in the backyard, so we're in the hot tub. We're all drinking, doing other things I won't tell on here, But he's just still asleep, and so I'm like, someone's got to wake him up. Someone's got to wake him up. So one of my buddies goes and taps on his shoulder. He's like, "Hey, J.E., you good? You good?" And he looks up and he goes, "Huh?" And then the second his eyes open all the way, he goes,
Oh my goodness.
yaks everywhere.
I recently had an experience like that. I went to my parents for, I can't remember why we went. Oh, Clay's birthday.
Yeah.
It's Clay's birthday. So they got this place called Rita's next to where they live. And it's a to-go margarita place.
Oh.
I, every time, get a 44-ounce big old margarita, and it's got 4 different types of alcohols in it. It's not just tequila. It has a couple. I can't remember what's all in it, but it's called. I can't remember. It's Tropical Storm. Tropical Storm. That's what it's called. Okay. And man, oh man, it's really good. But they give you these thin straws that you really got to work to get it out.
Oh, you gotta really suck.
Yeah. So it takes me most of the night to get rid of it, but because we go to bed 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it takes me about 4 hours to finish it, and I'm just at a level of I'm feeling good. We play Pictionary, and we're drawing, and I'm saying dumb things, stuff like that, but it's never crazy. Well, this time I was like, man, screw all this. I'm not sitting here trying to get my margarita. I'm gonna get me a fatty, one of those
He's about to
straws,
start chugging.
one of those straws that you put in a boba drink, so that the boba can come up.
Oh my god.
And so I was like, put that bad boy right in there, dog. Next thing I know, 45 minutes, my 44-ounce margarita has dwindled to nothing. And so I'm like, Clay, which is my brother, by the way. I'm like, let me get your margarita.
Oh my God,
Maybe
you
you're
badass!
So yeah, he got a 24 or 32 ounce, and he didn't like the way it tastes. So I was like, let me get it. So he's like, it's in the freezer, man. So I go, done.
The boba straw.
Boba straw in that bad boy.
I love the sound effect.
Yeah, I throw it in there, dude, and I'm ready to go. And we're about to start playing Pictionary, and I'm like, yo, I gotta be in my A game. Let me down some more of these.
What?
Oh my!
How does that make sense?
I drank like half this margarita, and Clay got one that was less strong than mine, but still like really sugary drinks. I drank about half, and I'm like feeling good. Like I can't even hardly draw. Like I'm like they're like, I don't even know the premise of the game anymore. I'm like, holy shit.
They're like, is it a squiggle line?
Yeah, and then I'm like, we get through the game. We always play guys versus girls. I won't say what we really call it, but we always play guys versus girls, and and us guys win. And I'm like, all right.
Is it
cool.
called tits versus dicks?
No, it's called poles versus holes.
I won't say what it is.
Yeah, it's poles versus holes. But we literally were finishing up, and I just finished the margarita. And I'm feeling really good at this point, like really good. Like I
bet you were.
that I normally don't say, and I'm being chilling, dude.
Babe, you wanna go to the bathroom real quick? you wanna go to the bathroom and have some fun?
Oh, in the hell
It was
no!
getting a little too frisky, dog.
Not at my parents' house, but so we're feeling good. Tyler's like, all right, I'm gonna go blow up the air mattress. She had her whole Rita already, so she's feeling good, and Tyler doesn't take too much, and she's blowing up the air mattress. And while she's like blowing up the air mattress, I'm like, Clay, go get me one of your beers.
Another one?
Yeah, and he's drinking Milwaukee's Best. The cheapest of the cheap, bro. It is disgusting. I took a sip, and I was like, hey, this is good. I was so gone that I thought it was good.
Oh, my God.
And so I'm like, I
You have
down this whole
problems.
I down this whole beer like real quick, dude. As soon as I down it, tell me he's not feeling so well. And I'm like, I can't say anything because they're like, everybody else, because I'm like already pretty messed up, is like, don't throw up.
They're making fun of him.
They're already clowning me, so I'm like, tummy hurts, but I'm fine. I'm chilling. It wasn't until I got on that air mattress, and I'm a solid 250 pounds. I lay down and it's whoa. Oh. And the room starts spinning. If everything feels like I'm like stuck in time and everything's moving, but I'm not. I'm like trying to close my eyes because I had the same theory that this guy had.
It's so smart.
If I go to sleep, then I just won't throw up. Even though that's like you could aspirate and kill yourself. But I'm like trying to go to bed, and my mom comes in. She's like bringing blankets or whatever for us, and Tyler has a comforter or whatever that she's bringing, and she's like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then all of a sudden, I just shoot up. Shoot all the way up. I'm trying to go to the bathroom.
Can't get out.
Literally got up. Projectile.
Oh my God!
Bro, all over the floor. All over the floor.
Dude, half of our audience has already left. Like, we're talking about throwing up. They're gone.
Yeah.
They've already dipped out.
Hopefully you're not eating when you're listening to this or watching it.
And if you are, we're terribly sorry. You can just skip ahead
And
if you'd
also,
like.
We should have said something.
We told them in the first episode we're Unordinary. We're going to talk about whatever on here.
Yeah,
So-
we're going to talk about whatever.
Yeah, so it's your
whatever
fault.
it may be.
And it's funny stories. So I filled up half a trash can.
And wait. Oh, wait. Is this like after it got cleaned up?
No, so as I was going, I got like on the floor, and then my mom was like, "Here."
So what you're saying is you threw up a whole bunch and then still filled up half a trash can.
I threw up probably for 2-3 seconds on the floor, and then my mom already had a trash can in her hand because
She knew what's up.
She knew it was up, but yeah, no, I filled up like half a trash can.
Jesus, dude.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I felt horrible.
Oh, yeah.
The next day though, I didn't feel that bad. I literally only had a headache.
Well,
for
yeah,
like
because you
10
threw it
minutes.
all up.
I had a headache for 10 minutes, drank some coffee, I was good.
Golly.
Yeah, I threw up everything, dude.
I promise I will try not to get that messed up tonight.
Oh, you're going out tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Me and Kevin are going out.
Oh,
Going to the square, baby, because 6th Street is too expensive.
That's where Wes
Ghetto
wants to
and
go.
Ratchet.
and Ghetto and Ratchet.
It's literally called Dirty Six.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
there was one time I actually drove down 6th Street, and as I was driving, there was some random guy running down for his life, going, "Ah! Help me! They're trying to hurt me! Help!" And I was like, "What the hell is he doing?" 2 seconds later, group of guys chasing him, and I was like, "Oh, you better run, dog!"
Sounds like you being that.
You're like,
on that
I ain't
end of the
jumping in
spectrum.
that.
Yeah, I was like, "Hope you get out."
This guy would be the one running away. He'd say some dumb shit, and then
Oh, dude, I'm running too, dog.
18-year-old Chris probably. 21-year-old Chris, not so much.
You running away. Stop.
Oh
lying.
no, I'm talking about saying the dumb shit.
dude,
Oh, yeah.
if you're gonna go to Austin though, don't go to Rainy Street.
No, I was just there today, and rest in peace to this like person. But I told you guys in my intro when we first started when we made the first podcast that I help people move, and it's through an app. I won't say what app, but if you figure it out, you figure it out. But anyways, I help people move, and I was on Rainy Street today, and I went to the 6th floor to help this lady move from one apartment to the next. And there was an apartment like door. The door was like framed off like with wood, and then like the number was scratched out. And I asked the lady that I was helping, and I was like, "Hey, why is that like place all boarded up? Like why is there plywood on the door?" And rest in peace to this person. But apparently some guy was going through some issues and ended up jumping off the 6th floor. And I'll let you know what happens
crazy.
next. But it just like, dude, it felt so dark because like I walked because I had to keep going, back and forth like past that apartment. And it just felt so dark. And it's weird because it was in the corner by itself, like the apartment. And it just like there's no light over there. So it's just dark. And it just felt so creepy, bro.
And that's so sad, dude. Like that somebody's life like ended, because every life is like really precious. Like, and if you guys ever feel that you're in that space and there's no other choice, like call somebody, get some help, talk to somebody first.
Yeah.
I was like that's never an answer. It doesn't end the pain. Really, it just puts it onto somebody else.
It does, yeah, because then it's I'm not trying to be mean to somebody, maybe if you're struggling with it, but it's selfish to others around you that care for you and value you, because like you are technically a murderer because you're taking your own life away, and then other people have to sit there and be broken and hurt for the rest of their lives, like missing you and wishing they had more
Trying
memories
to fill
with you
that
and
same
stuff.
void that
Yeah,
maybe you
so
were
like
trying to fill.
it's never worth it. I've dealt with some mental issues, and I've dealt with being depressed sometimes and sad and everything like that. And I promise you, I know maybe in the moment it looks so real, but it is never ever worth it. I'm telling you, like maybe we'll get deeper into it at some point, but I have dealt with some things that are really hard on the mind and stuff, and I fought through it. So I promise you, whatever's going on, you could definitely get through it. That's never the answer.
Exactly. And if you think you have nobody to talk to, just take a deep breath and look around. You probably have somebody. You just don't realize it.
Literally, anybody in your general vicinity, if you're struggling with something that bad, is normally down to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just speak. They think that they're not, but
Yeah.
just speak about it and you'd be surprised.
And if you feel like you don't have anyone, and this is not sponsored at all, but BetterHelp,
Yeah.
like
It's definitely
you can literally
virtual-
get like a free consultation. Not only that, suicide hotline.
Yeah.
If you feel like you have no one to talk to, those people are literally trained to just talk
Yeah.
and listen. Not talk, but listen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need somebody to just listen to you, call them. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
never.
Well, let's get. I don't want us to stay too long
sad.
on. Yeah, I don't want us to be like too low.
Yeah.
But you brought up 6th Street, and that made me think of a story of the time I was like 16, 17. And Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I probably wasn't allowed to be on 6th Street, and I probably lied to you and said I was somewhere else. But whatever. I was on 6th Street with one of my old buddies. We're not friends anymore. I won't mention his name. I will just call him. I'll call him B. I'll call him B.
We're just going down the alphabet, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going down. I'll call him B. But anyways, me and B went to 6th Street. First time ever. having, a good time. Now we're not getting any bars, but there's live music outside. There's the APD is down there with their horses and stuff. There's people all dressed up in crazy different outfits. Like I was just entertained with what was going on around me. And then I see a crazy homeless lady. And
Tweaker?
Yeah, she's tweaking. She is off something. She is, I don't know. She's not in this world.
Oh.
But she starts, walking towards us. I'm not thinking anything of it. And downtown, they do a lot of construction where there's not really any sidewalks.
Yeah.
So like on 6th Street, there's the, it's almost like there's 2 walls and then like a roof. And it's only like you can fit maybe me and Diaz like shoulder to shoulder, like walking through it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, and it's just made out of those plastic like things. If that was a good enough representation. But anyways, basically, there's not any way to move or get out of it or escape unless there's only 2 entrances.
Yeah.
This side and that side. Walking through it. But anyways, she starts walking towards us, and then she has her hand behind her back, and I'm a little sketched out, but it's some scrawny little tweaker, so I'm not thinking anything of it. And then she just flickered. But then she pulls out, I'm not even joking, swear to God, pulls out a machete.
Oh my God.
Pulls out, and I'm talking like handle to end of blade, like tip of blade, like probably about this long. Pulls it out. And there's a couple walking back, like we had to move and kind of let a couple like walk behind us, like around us, as we're walking towards her. And she starts running after us, and she's screaming, "Where's Linda? What'd you do to Linda?" She's like, "Where's Linda? What'd you do to her? What'd you do?" And she's like chasing, and she's like swinging at the air. She's not like near us, but she's swinging at the air, like running. And that couple's right there. Bro, I pushed through that couple. I ain't even gonna lie, bro.
Push them down.
No. Like, I shoulder checked him and ran. Like, it was every man for himself. I didn't care about B. I didn't value his life anymore. Like, we were best friends. But that lady came with that machete, bro. Everything went out the door. Loyalty, everything. I ran, shoulder checked that couple, and booked it. I didn't look back. We left 6th Street. And that was it. But, dude, if you guys are going to go downtown Austin and have fun, don't go to 6th Street. Don't go to 6th Street.
Don't go to Rainy Street either.
Like, yeah, don't go to Rainy Street either. There was a serial killer that was on the loose there. It was absolutely
I think he still
crazy.
is.
Yeah.
Rainy
Well, they
Street
said
Ripper or
maybe
whatever.
he left or something, but
Apparently, according to the theories, he changes from Chicago to here.
yeah.
So he goes to Chicago, gets a couple victims, comes back. And then he'll lay low for a little bit, get a couple victims. APD, all they say is that it is people are getting too drunk on Rainy Street and walking into the river.
Yeah, and in like a month, there was like 6 bodies.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it just happened because people were drowning from being too drunk. Like,
Yet
nobody believed it.
They won't put a light there. So it's pitch black. I actually went and saw one day. I wasn't doing anything. It is pitch black where these guys are supposed, and it's all guys, all males. And
Yeah.
not
Is
one
it-
It's
female.
gay men.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like,
Yeah.
isn't it
Yeah, it's gay
homosexuals?
men.
Yeah, and they're normally like they're older 20s, right at maybe mid 30s. So it's like 25 to 35.
Yeah.
That the age ranges, and they normally all look kind of alike. I'm actually in the Facebook group for the investigations that they do. So it's like people investigating themselves.
Joker's got a
So-
conspiracy going, dog.
Like people go scuba diving, people do all this stuff,
jeez.
and they link between Chicago, like the timeline. So like whenever stuff's not happening here, they go to Chicago and see if stuff is happening there. Like people are fully devoted and committed to this, and I wouldn't be surprised if it actually is a serial killer. But my thing is like, how is he getting these people in the river?
Yeah. I don't know, but that doesn't just happen because people got drunk. It was 100% a serial killer.
Yeah, how do you get drunk? And why do they refuse to put a light there?
Yeah.
Because they don't want to like interfere with Mother Nature. The spot that people are walking off, there's maybe a couple of trees. It's just dark at night. It's
Yeah.
pitch black.
I was like, yeah, one light's not going to hurt Mother Nature. Like, come on.
But even if I was drinking, like, you would think that there would be enough complaints if somebody, like, if people were kept falling in there where they're saying, like, hey, I fell in or like this and that. Like, you think that they would have already fixed that. But no, because that doesn't happen. People were being dumped there. They were not drowning there because they got drunk. I don't care if I'm messed up if I just fall, because like if you guys know Lady Bird Lake, like it's not anything crazy. Like there's no cliff or anything. Like if I fall in there, even if I'm drunk, like I know you, like people say like not to go like swimming out in the ocean or something because you could be too tired to not notice it or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I'm right there next to shore. I'm just gonna grab onto something and pick myself back up. I may be drunk, but if I'm about to drown or something, like I'm not just gonna sit there and just drown. Like
Plus, isn't Lady Bird Lake like super cold?
No, I mean, it's not super cold, but also we live in Texas where during the summer when most of these occurred, it is 100 degrees. That lake is shallow near the shore. Like it gets it.
oh yeah, it's
It
only
gets
like
down.
maybe a few feet at
Yeah.
most.
So it's like, how do you, like, I've heard of people drowning in a freaking dog water bowl before, but like, how do you have 6 guys within like the span of 2 months all falling in the same spot, all drowning because they were too drunk?
Bro, it didn't happen that way.
There's no way.
I don't know. We're on to you, APD. We're on to
Dude,
you.
and they actually caught a serial killer like after this happened, like a few months later, after it cooled down, everybody thought that they caught him, like caught the right person. But there was a serial killer that was caught. I don't know where he lived, but it was like the outskirts of Austin, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
But like it was either like it had to be like Pflugerville, Round Rock area, like stuff like that. But some guy that committed like multiple murders like over 20 years ago finally got caught like recently in Austin.
It's the new technology that gets them.
Yeah.
Like, to kill somebody nowadays, you have to plan it. Like, and if you don't plan it, then it's going to be sloppy and you will get caught.
Yeah.
To kill somebody nowadays, you can't have a single piece of your DNA touch them. That means your finger can't touch. They can get DNA from under your fingernail because you maybe just scrape them a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's like you cannot not plan things like that. Like, I mean, there used to be a serial killer in Florida, I think it was, ran amok on prostitutes. Literally would pull up, get them in the car, shoot them in the head, like with the window down, shoot them in the head so the bullet didn't hit the car or anything, dump them. Took forever for these people to catch this guy.
Jesus.
Took forever. But back then, they didn't have the technology we have nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, they couldn't trace the individual
Round.
round. They can track gunpowder, dude. So the second a bullet is fired, they can track from where the gunpowder starts, which is crazy to me. So, say I just decide one day I'm gonna shoot a couple rounds off my apartment balcony.
They'll find you.
They'll find it.
Yeah.
They can trace based on bullet trajectory, based on caliber, and based on the way that the gunpowder spreads and stuff like that. They can test everything.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane to me.
It's technology nowadays, man. We're getting more and more
Forensics is
advanced.
insane.
That's the one thing I love about like car accidents. Well, I don't love car accidents, but the thing that I love about it, like, is that like if you get into a wreck and somebody tries to lie, they can see like where the tire marks start, like the way that they hit you, like they can reenact stuff. So if someone's like, oh, like they hit me, because they don't want to admit their wrongs and stuff and take accountability, like they can figure out like who hit who,
Where paint rubs off.
like where everything happened, and they can reenact the whole entire thing and figure out who's at fault.
We live in a digital age too. Like, imagine trying to kill someone when there's cameras that could be literally anywhere.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Like, they have cameras that fit in the hole of a shower head that
How
are
do you know
like,
this?
dude, have I never told y'all?
No, actually, you haven't told me.
I'm not gonna say anything specific. Just somebody that I know, because the person that this occurred to may or may not watch this podcast.
Okay.
And I'm not going to be specific.
Yeah.
Craziest thing. Someone I know
Mm-hmm.
selling their house. They've either been in this house, grew up in this house, or have been around this house for a long time. Very long time.
Mm-hmm.
They go to sell it. This couple buys it, and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this couple has 2 kids. They have a daughter and a son.
Mm-hmm.
The son is older, and he lives not in the house. He lives in a camper outside. My people that I know that own this house previously may have renovated the entire bathroom. Like 7 years before it was sold.
Okay.
Maybe even more than that, like 12 years before it was sold.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, they get a text from the previous buyer with a very creepy photo of a camera that is in an outlet that they found in the bathroom. The camera looks through the hole of the outlet, has really good quality, and can connect via Wi-Fi.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah. So they're like, hey, why did you put this in my daughter's bathroom? And if you knew the people that own the house, they would never do such thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have no care in the world to do anything like
Yeah,
that.
but being strangers.
No motivation. Yeah. And so, I mean, just to be able to have a camera and an outlet and be able to stream it, which my guess is it was the brother in the camper streaming it to his laptop, watching his sister.
Oh my
That is
God.
disgusting.
That's my guess.
Bro, and if that is the case, because it's all like, innocent till proven guilty.
yeah.
But like, if that is the case, bro, that is absolutely horrendous. That is not okay.
The people that own this house haven't lived in it or hadn't lived in it for
Bro, watching
forever.
your own sister, bro.
That's
and
sick.
at that, your little sister, right? Little sister?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would
that's sick.
assume.
That's
God.
sick.
And,
Dude, I would feel weird, like, say, like, in my relationship, if I was like even if I told, like, if like I went to my girl and I was like, hey, like, I'm gonna put a camera in there, whatever, like, or just in her room or something. Even then, I would feel weird with both of us knowing it and her being my woman. Like, it would just feel weird. Like, it's just like, so like if I'm at work, I'm just like, oh, like, because she won't know when it's on, so I could spy at any moment. Like, that's creepy. And then just to do one further, one, they don't know about it, and two, it's your little sister, bro. That makes me, speaking of throwing up, dude.
And
Yeah,
the outlet,
Jesus.
where the outlet is where you would normally like undress to get into the shower.
That is absolutely disgusting.
The way that and who knows, there could have been more in there that they found, but
Jesus.
yeah, no, that was insane. And whenever I saw the picture, because this person showed me the picture,
Yeah.
I looked up that camera because I had in my Mini Cooper a little bitty camera because there was multiple times that my car looked like it was going to be stolen at school because I had crowbar marks of people trying to bust the door open and stuff. So I got this little tiny camera to monitor the inside of my car, and it ran off my speaker wire, which ran off the subs. And I looked this camera up, and yeah, dude, like literally all it needs is a very small power source, which you can wire directly into that outlet. And then, bam, you can live feed straight to your laptop. I don't know if it can go wherever, but you could just watch the live feed whenever.
Dude, that is disgusting. It's crazy you say that because right now my girl's on a trip to New York, and she's staying in like some old like Airbnb, and she was just telling me how like because they're in New Jersey, and they were just saying how like the area that they're in, like they just don't really feel like comfortable, like it's just like really run down, and like she said that like her driver, like when they got in, like just smelled like weed, like was texting and driving, was like swerving through traffic and stuff. Like it just like she was just like not feeling good about it, and I told her, I was like, make sure you check because she's in an Airbnb and they're known for putting cameras
In the shower
stuff.
head
Yeah.
And so I was like, make sure you check, like, because you don't want to be caught taking your clothes off or showering or something, or even your family members, and you're just walking around without your clothes on, and somebody just is seeing that. Like, it's just so disgusting. Like, I don't even know how you think about that. Like, never in a million years, if I owned a home and rented it out, would I ever think about doing that.
It's the mentality
Never.
of people. Like, you have
Yeah.
to want to be able, like, you have to be that creep.
Yeah.
Like you have to be a creep.
Like
in
it's not
order for
even
that
it's
to
not
be
even
okay.
like just thinking about it, because someone could like have an intrusive thought and just be like, oh, I could put a camera up, like joking.
Yeah.
But like they've got like they enjoy it. Like they're like, oh, like
They look forward to
yeah,
it.
they're like, I can't wait for these people to come this week because I get to put this camera up.
And
I know.
sometimes the bad thing about Airbnb is sometimes it's, I heard of this, people will rent out an Airbnb for 1 or 2 days, go put all their cameras in there, and then they're set.
Yeah.
That's
So they don't even own the
crazy.
Airbnb. It's not the owner of the Airbnb, and so many people are in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
That you
And
can
they're like you said, they're so small, they
Yeah.
get away with it.
the fact that you can put one in a shower head it baffles me.
Yeah.
Like insane. And like Tyler's mom's the same way. Anytime she goes stay somewhere, she checks everything, and then in addition to that, before she goes to sleep, she will move like every piece of furniture possible to block the front door.
Yeah.
And like even at a hotel, she'll block the front door. And it's so
I don't
crazy
blame
that
her,
you-
especially just like being a woman in this era, bro.
Exactly. Exactly. Tyler asked me once, a couple of years ago, she was like, it was when we first started dating. She was like, when you have kids, what do you want first? A guy or a girl? Or a boy or a girl? And I said, a boy. And she was like, why wouldn't you want a girl? And I was like, raising a girl in this society and teaching them like, hey, you can't wear a skirt as a young girl because there might be a creep. Whether
Yeah, a 40-year-old pedo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
regardless of if you're wearing shorts under that or whatever, that's gonna try,
Yeah.
like, or he's gonna get off on that, or you can't, like, you may as well just walk around in goddamn bubble wrap,
Yeah.
because everything is so sexualized towards women in
It's a
today's
disgusting
society.
world, man.
Yeah, I was like, men are disgusting, dude. They're like, not all men, but there's a lot of guys out there that are just absolutely disgusting when it comes to that.
It's, I don't understand it. It's got to be a mental health issue, in my opinion.
They gotta be crazy.
Yeah, they gotta be like, how is that attractive? Like, you ever watch those, like, what's that guy's name that used to do the
EDP.
no he How to Catch a Predator? What was his name?
Chris Hansen?
Chris Hansen. Dude, the guys that he would catch, in my opinion, there were a couple that looked the same, but other than that, they're all different looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They come in all shapes and sizes, dude.
They have wives, they have kids,
Regular 9 to 5.
regular 9 to 5s.
Ugh.
Like.
I know. I was like, it's making me itchy, dude, talking about this.
You see those clips on TikTok too of people that want to like meet. They catch them at Walmart. Did you see that? Have y'all ever seen that one clip of the guy that like he's off meth, and he's like,
Oh yeah,
and he, like,
the Asian dude.
yeah, he like hits like 4 cars trying to leave, and like does a whole. He eventually gives up and goes back into the Walmart after trying to leave and hitting 4 cars. He's like trying to pull his hair out because he's tweaking on meth, dude, and he's like trying. Literally, it was his first time ever trying to rope someone in, got caught.
Damn.
That's why you shouldn't
that's what
ever
he
do that.
gets. That's
Yeah.
what he gets, man.
Yep. Anybody that thinks that is okay,
I was like, you need to see someone.
Yeah.
You need to get that problem fixed because that's
I don't
not
think
okay.
it's fixable.
Well,
I don't think it's fixable.
And like honestly, like anything that like people that are pedos or do sexual stuff like that, if you get caught and all the facts are against you and like there's evidence against you, honestly, they should get castrated, bro, and put in prison for the rest of their life. Like
Content creators, you hear all these stories about content creators that they get fame and they have all these fans and stuff like that, and they groom them.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. Like you ever
Drake
heard
Bell?
of that one really famous guy who worked with Sky Does Minecraft, Jin Pop?
No.
So Jin Pop was like basically one of Sky's buddies, and they made a bunch of content together, and they found a bunch of CP on his phone, and and I think they also found homemade CP on his phone, and dude, it was nasty, dude. And like I remember just like one day I was watching Sky, and I was like, he just wasn't popping up anymore, and I was like, where's he at? Because I enjoyed him,
Yeah.
And I looked it up and heard about that stuff, and I was like, dude, that is disgusting.
I mean, I don't know if you ever watched the Vanoss Crew. Mini Lad?
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Oh, yeah.
Complete creep. And he still is trying to make content.
That's disgusting.
Like, how? And he admitted to it. And now there's dream allegations?
Oh, I heard about the dream allegations. That is crazy.
I mean, he's saying he's denying it all.
Dude, it's sad how we could just go on and on for the rest of tonight talking about
Yeah.
You know, just
pedophiles.
disgusting people.
I was
Yeah.
like, dude, the world's a
Absolutely
disgusting
terrible.
place, dude.
We're a comedy podcast and we're talking about pedos.
I mean,
We're
you
unordinary.
deserve to be clowned.
Yeah, it's not a laughing matter and stuff, but we don't want to get too dark.
Every pedo, I think we create the Hunger Games, real life. We put them all on a deserted island.
I just say like
Have
if
to
you're
fight for
if
each
you're a
other.
pedo and caught doing that, you should just go to jail for the rest of your life.
And yeah, dude.
No, but why not make some entertainment out of it?
That's true. Dude.
Put them all
Well,
on
they usually
real life
get
Hunger
they
Games.
usually get shanked in jail. So
Yeah, real life
That is
Hunger
also
Games
true.
though. Put them all on an island, 100 of them.
What does the winner get?
Mr. Beast is the Mr. Beast is the host.
He's all
Right behind me, guys. I have 100 pedos, and today they are gonna fight for their lives.
Winner still dies.
winner goes to prison for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Winner gets to live.
Winner gets to sit in a cell for the rest of their life, protected. Protected.
Protected, dude. Shoot.
But yeah, no. Let's talk about something more uplifting. What's something funny that happened to y'all this week?
Something funny that happened to me this week.
I work from home. There's not a lot of funny stuff that happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Even like with your Teams chat and nothing like that, like nothing funny happens?
Nah. There was one time that, not from me, but from somebody I know that works there or used to work there, I guess. He recently quit. He sent me a picture, and I guess this is still going on the weird stuff. But he sent me a picture of his Teams chat, and it was just super weird because they were like, "Oh, we have a meeting going on," and he was like, "I have a meeting in the ladies' room," and I was like, "Nobody even said anything about that. Nobody, they didn't respond to it." I would have literally been like, "Hey, yo, what do you mean by that, bro?"
Something crazy I saw today was this. You know, I won't get too specific because I don't want people to know where we live. But if you go out towards headed like towards Austin, there's a 4-way stop if you stay on the frontage road. And there was a lady that went through the stop sign. I'm not thinking much of it. I'm like, cool, she's going through the stop sign in front of me. And then she just tries dope. She just busts it to the left. And the only thing that is there is the U-turn for the people coming this way.
Yeah.
Like to hit a UE. So she goes down the opposite way into oncoming traffic and then swings around, like, because you know how the UE like makes the curve? Has to swing around it and then turn to go back like that way. And I was like, you just went into oncoming traffic. Like, what is going on? And then not even 5 minutes later, some guy went from the far right lane on I-35 and cut all the way to the left without even looking. Like, he went from here, and then it's like what I would imagine him grabbing his wheel and just doing this, because the way that he cut was so like fast. He just went just straight over, and one barely missed getting plowed by an 18-wheeler, and then a truck had to like slam on his brakes and was like honking at him. I mean, just not a care for anybody else.
See, something similar like that happened to me this week. I don't drive much because I also work from home. But I was driving to get something from HEB. And there was this guy driving like a complete butthole. Literally
PG-13 guys, butthole.
off the road I live on, which like the main, like, I guess you could consider it a highway. It is a highway, but it's not really. It's only 2 lanes. Ain't no highway. If it's got 2 lanes, it should just be a county road, in my opinion. But anyway, yeah. Guy driving like an absolute buffoon, idiot. He's cutting up, going crazy. This and this. Hopefully it wasn't an emergency for any reason. Didn't look like it because he was driving a Dodge Challenger. And he was like sitting like up here smoking, like I don't think he was in any rush. He was just trying to cut up, be cool. He had his exhaust, kind of like that guy that we saw on the way to the gym. But anyway, this guy's cutting up, whatever, and he thinks he's so cool. He's weaving in and out of traffic. Cop lights him up.
Ooh. Get absolutely wrecked, buddy.
Yeah, right in front of the HE of the B.
SMH, dude.
Right in front of it.
I'd have pointed and laughed as they drove by. Just,
Immediately knew he was getting a ticket.
Oh yeah.
Because, dude, he literally almost ran me over. And I mean, I drive fast, but I don't drive like super fast because I'm either driving an SUV or Civic. I don't have a family race car anymore.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a race, like a car that I can drive, like drive, like how I want to drive.
Yeah.
And, you know, this guy almost, I solely believe that we have speed limits for a reason, but if there's nobody else on the road and you're only putting yourself in danger, you should be allowed to do what you want.
yeah.
But the second that you start cutting in and out of traffic and endangering other people's lives and other people's families, that's where it should end.
Yeah.
And this guy got immediate karma.
That's
I was laughing so hard. Like it was like the best part of my day.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet.
And you don't see it often, but
Well,
no, dude.
in Austin, you kind of see it a lot more often.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I was like, Austin traffic. If you guys live in Austin, like you know, Austin traffic sucks, especially the way people drive. It's terrible.
all right, well, I think that's it for today.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap it.
I think we're going to wrap it up. So once again, thank you to all of our supporters, fans that we have right now that, you know, went and watched the last episode. Really appreciate you guys.
Yep.
And we really hope that, you know, we can make you guys laugh and everything, and hope that you guys, you know, enjoyed what we've put out for you guys today. And we drop new pods every Wednesday, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Yeah. Real quick, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, like our TikTok, follow us on TikTok. We post short clips on TikTok and Instagram, and then we also might start, you know, posting behind the scenes content.
Follow it all. Just
follow it all.
I don't
follow
know.
it
If
all.
there's a follow button, you better. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
You better click it.
You better click it.
At the Unordinary Podcast on most platforms.
Yeah.
And I will link it down below in the description. And yeah, we really do appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Woo!